Home Office statistics, a murder costs 1.1 million. Someone told me recently it's gone up to 1.4 or something. Anyway, and we said, well, God, a high-level mediation, by the time you've trained people, all the rest might cost you 50,000, 20, 30, 40, 50,000. That's got to be a massive saving. An ASBO, yeah, and an ASBO down in Brent at that time cost about £5,000. And a low-level mediation, where you've just got community and volunteers, costs about 500 quid. And on that basis, we got the funding. But we said that what we needed to do was we needed to work at the high level, we needed to work at a very sort of community level, and we also needed to work in schools. Because when you look at offending rates, I think offending rates are something like 70% of young men that offend between the ages of 18 and 24, I've got the figures here somewhere, between the ages of something like 18 and 21, 70% of those re-offend within 24 months of leaving prison. So there's got to be something wrong with what we're doing. There has to be. So we said, well, what we want to do is get into schools. Now, when I'd sold my ad agency, I found I kind of wheedled my way around the mediation world and got myself known. And I ended up being chief exec of Lambeth Mediation Service, and they had a peer mediation project. So it wasn't kind of what I intended to do, but there was this peer mediation project, and I thought, oh my God, you know, being brought face to face with school, the one place that I would never wanted to go back to. But I immersed myself in it, and actually our project was responsible for putting peer mediation into 30 schools in Lambeth, mostly primary schools. But then I started asking myself some other questions. So you go into a school and you say, look, we have this really wonderful project, and it will tick your boxes. PSHE, is it? Yeah, it will tick your, and you know, at that time SEAL hadn't come out, but you know, I think every child matters, you know, and it'll tick this box, and this box for you, and you can slot it in here, and the kids will do the mediation. Then what you had were these children mediating against a background where they still get punished by the adults. So in actual fact, you're setting the children up to fail. So I thought to myself, well, this can't be right. So I thought, well, let's observe the schools. Let's see what's going on. And, you know, I know there are enlightened schools. I mean, we heard Beth speak yesterday, and I know there are... Sorry, Libby, sorry. Who's Beth? You're Beth, sorry. We heard Libby speak yesterday, and I know there are lots of enlightened schools. You've got to remember, I'm coming from central London, inner city, lots and lots of conflicts and problems that, you know, maybe are not reflected up and down the country. And the things that I observed was, firstly, with a school, you have it's a very different position to any other public service. Because if I engage with the NHS or I engage with the criminal justice system, I engage with it when I might not want to, but there's a very present transaction going on. I'm sick, I've broken the law, so I enter it for a period of time and then I leave it. But of course with schools, it's a continuous contract for many years. And not everybody chooses it. So that was the first thing I thought, well, that makes it very different. And the other thing that I saw was that when teachers are trained, again in my humble experience, they learn a subject called behaviour management. And I thought, but if the subject is behaviour management, then all you can ever do is manipulate people. That's all you can ever do. Because behaviour is a manifestation of a whole inner thought process that comes before you see what's manifested. And if all you're ever trying to do is is manipulate that and get it to behave in the way you want it to, you've missed all the opportunities for human connection that went way before somebody showed you what was going on.